Hello everyone, we are the students of East West University. Myself Iftekhar Bhuiya and my other team members are Shimanta Barbon and Tawhidul Islam Atul. We are supposed to do a project on digital logic circuit on digital logic design course where Mr. Jahidur Rahman is our course instructor. We have done our project on car parking guard sensor. We have used timer IC, IC555, op-amp IC, LM358, NPN transistor BC547, PNP transistor BC557, capacitor of 10 microfarad, buzzer, resistors, and some jumper wires. Now, the first part of the circuit will be explained by Shimanto and the rest part by Tawhidul Islam.
This part will be attached in the rear side of a car. The main functionality of this circuit is to detect an object. We used IR transmitter, IR receiver, 3 op-amps, which is this, 3 variable resistors, these 3, and 1 buzzer and few resistors. As we connect the battery, the IR transmitter is emitting an infrared ray. The LEDs are not turning on because the IR light is not getting reflected back, and the IR transmitter is not sensing any reflected light. As the object is getting closer, the green light will be turned on because the IR light is getting reflected by the object, and the IR receiver will sense the reflected light, and the IR receiver will generate a positive voltage which will go to the positive terminal of the op-amp. On the other hand, the variable resistors, which are these 3, are set at a different resistance, which will generate a voltage that will be connected to the negative terminal of the op-amp. The op-amp will compare these 2 voltages. If the voltage generated by the IR receiver is greater than the voltage generated by the variable resistor, then a positive voltage will be generated at the op-amp's output. For this positive voltage, the LEDs will get turned on. This is how the system is working. Similar mechanism will take place, and the yellow and red light will glow eventually if the object is getting closer to the IR sensor.
This part of the circuit will be attached in the rear side of the car. This is more simplified and cost effective than the previous one. However, it has more disadvantages, like it doesn't give you the exact idea of the distance. So we have to the main functionality of this circuit is to detect the object near the car. In this circuit we have used an IR transmitter, and we have an IR receiver here. We have a NPN transistor and a PNP transistor. We have several resistor, and we have an 555 IC timer and 2 LEDs, and we have a capacitor and also a buzzer. These are the components we're going to use to build the circuit. As we connect the battery, the IR transmitter is emitting an infrared ray. The LEDs are not turning on because the IR light is not getting any reflected light. The IR receiver is not sensing any reflected light. As the object is getting closer, the yellow light will be activated and turned on. Because the IR light is not getting reflected by the object, the IR receiver will not sense the reflected light. The IR receiver will generate a positive voltage sensing the reflected ray, and the positive voltage will activate the NPN transistor. So when the NPN transistor gets activated, the positive charge, a negative charge will start flowing from the emitter to the base, and which will go to the base of the PNP transistor. And from the if the PNP transistor gets a negative voltage in its base, then the PNP transistor gets activated. That will happen, and the positive charge will flow through from the battery to the PNP transistor and travel to the 555 timer IC. So if the 555 timer IC gets the positive charge, it will get activated and produce a current, and which will come through the output of the CCC 555 timer IC and go to the LED light here, the red light we can see here, and the buzzer. So when the object is sensed here, it will get activated and the light will start glowing and the buzzer will get turned on. We have kept a capacitor so that it can produce a continuous signal instead of beep. Now we'll see the demonstration of the circuit. So we're connecting the battery here. The positive terminal is connected to the positive side, the negative is connected to the negative side here, and considering this as an object, we'll bring it near. We'll see the yellow light is turned on as it senses the object. And if we take it far away, it gets turned off. And if you bring it more near, the red light turn on, and eventually we'll hear the beep. So it can sense the object which is a little distance. Again, if you take it little far away from the object, then it gets turned off.